Hello, hello, hello. This is James Cardinian Bond coming to you from Cinco's Experience channel. Uh, I'm sitting in for Juan Julio Martinez today. Again, as always, he's on vacation, chilling out, getting some, knocking boots, whatever you want to call it. So I decided to come in. It was brought to my attention that there's a little fake Mexican American in Kalamazoo, Michigan, that's trying to stir up the pot. So we want to talk about our little friend there, our little fat friend. Uh, that's what we want to talk about a little bit. I'm going to wait a few minutes here, trying to get things ready. We may have Jay the Real Deal come on. If Jay, if you're listening to this, the link is out there. Let's see if he's going to come on. Second. I hope he has. We'll wait a few minutes. We hopefully get a few people in here. And we'll talk about our fat little friend in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Now, look, I know some of you guys are fans of, well, some of you guys may or may not know who we're talking about. We're talking about Mexican Jew, aka Burrito Mike. Uh, you know, he's got a bunch of other names, but we can't even remember. But he's a fat little guy in his in early 40s. Was living at his parents' house till about 2 years ago, actually. So up to 38 years old, he was living at his parents' house. Went to the Philippines. Met a girl online during COVID, which he was introduced to by an old retiree out of Arizona. Uh, and he went there. First time went there to meet her after about 2 or 3 years talking to her during COVID online. Got married and then went there, met her, hung out for a couple of months. He was on disability. He faked an injury as what is it? He was like a little Coca-Cola delivery boy or something. I don't know. He faked an injury. Hey, Maximus, how you doing? Faked an injury, got workman's comp for about 3 months. So he took that money, went to the Philippines, hung out, met his girl, came back, and then went back and got married. Okay, and then apparently his second time there, he met Mr. Ferry, and then something happened. Some Oompa Loompa dude jumped him. He was running scared and stuff, so he quickly got out of the Philippines. And as from the latest, what we know is a girl finally got to the U.S. Took him about 2 years to import her over, bring her over, which is a good thing to do. And this is probably will be the last time he'll ever come to the Philippines, most likely. Now she'll come, she'll do vacations in the Philippines, but we don't believe he will come. He's pretty much done, and this is what we're gonna talk about a little bit here today. Let me see if Jay the Real Deal is on. Hopefully he's up, and if not, then we will start the show without him. Maximus, thank you for coming in. Yes, the Oompa Loompa whipping boy. Yeah, apparently he got jumped by the Oompa Loompa. Don't know, if that's a real story or not. Uh, but, whatever. The guy the Oompa Loompa was like 5'6". Now, at the time, the theory said that he would say that our fat little fake Mexican is about 5'10". But again, he's got no guts. He ain't got it. He ain't got no heart. He's got all these tattoos and stuff to make him look tough. So ain't gonna happen. He's not a tough boy. He's little suburban little bitch. again, I, James Cardinian Bond, interviewed Mr. Ferry. We talked periodically, and this is what I'm gathering. The impression that the flipper, MJ the flipper, Burrito Mike gave to Mr. Ferry. James Ballsworth. I really like Frank for the blocking. And we're going to talk about little Frankie boy here minute. So we're gonna. There's a couple of people we want to talk about, and let's see. Hang in. We contact to see if Jay the Real Deal is up. I'm gonna put you guys on mute for 1 second. All right, guys, don't worry. Jay the Real Deal just woke him up. He was kind of sleeping there. He's gonna try to come on for a few minutes. He'll be on in a few minutes. But again, James Baldwin, MJ the Twit, basically. I mean, look, we we got here at Sneako's Experience. We really have nothing against Burrito Mike, but he's just misguided. He's been misguided in life. Probably his parents. Now his parents didn't come from Mexico. I think he was a previous generation. His grandparents were from Mexico, swam across the Rio Grande. They were wetbacks. That's what a lot of them were. Now his parents were probably born in the States. That's what it sounds like. So Mikey is actually second generation uh, Mexican American, and that's why he's really lazy and doesn't want to work. He's a fucker. The first generation of Mexican Americans, they were hard workers because their parents were hard workers when they came to this country, to the U.S. But the second generation, they were given everything. Because their parents were too busy working, didn't have time to take care of them. So they were just basically spoon fed everything, while their parents were busy working and trying to make a living in the U.S. Now, look, if you're a smart kid, which definitely Mikey's not a smart kid, you would see that and you would get out there and make it happen and stuff like that. But yeah, he can't help it. He was spoon fed. Now, I, James Cardanian Bonds, and Mr. Ferry, we actually were first. Uh, we migrated to this country when we were young. So our parents were poor. We came here, and so we went out there and made a living and made a lot of money and did quite well. Uh, Now, that's not the case for MJ the Flipper. He had it good. He was given it. Uh, and that's the problem. Look, are his parents at fault? Yes. They were at fault for turning him into what he is today, which is a fuck up. But again, you can't really totally blame the parents. He himself has to realize that he is a fuck up and he needs to get his life together. Now, maybe uh, yes, we're going to get to that, Maximus. He is selling rocks again, and we're going to get to that. Don't worry, I got a few clips here. So we're just kind of going back a little bit. We're talking about MJ, and just for the people that are not too familiar with MJ the Flipper, MJ the Flipper is a guy. How he wound up in the Philippine genre, I don't know. I think he was either he was brought in by Nico's Experience, Sneako Nico, Julio, Julio, Julio Rodriguez there in Florida, or or MJ brought Julio in. I don't know, but both of these guys, they ain't got this shit together. Neither one of them does. Now, Sneako, Julio, he's got his shit together more than MJ, obviously. He was in the military. Then he basically got hurt. He's on a lifetime pension. So he bought himself a house. He finally got a little smart, bought himself a house in Florida. Now the property value's gone up, but his house is in a shithole, Petco County. But that's another story in itself. But let's talk about MJ. All right. So MJ, a while back during the last slow run in crypto, was trading, lost all his money, basically trying to be a trader. But we're going to get to that as well. Now, I want to, what's been going on here is Frank the Bank, Frank in Bentine Island, for those of you who know him, is in a lot of hot water. Uh, he put Barry in jail. He got Barry picked up for being an overstayer here in the Philippines. And then what happened? Barry was in detention center for a couple of years. Here it is. Just a minute. Let me bring him on. Hey, Jay, the real deal. How you doing, man?
Good morning.
Good morning. Sorry about the waking you up here. I'm just kind of going over with the audience what's going on with Frank a little bit and how it's kind of tied up to MJ. So let me kind of finish my story. Thanks for coming on. We really appreciate. The audience will really appreciate your wisdom here, and we're gonna talk a little bit about MJ. We'll talk a little bit about Frank, but I'm just kind of giving a rundown here on what's going on with Frank. Frank is basically put Barry Jordan in detention for about 2 years in the Cebu Detention Center for being an overstayer. Then slapped a bunch of charges on him to keep him in there. And now Barry was basically sent. Barry pleaded guilty to the charges. I think Frank had 5 charges on him. And then Barry was sent to Bikutan to be deported. But what happened to Frank is that he was bad mouthing Barry's girlfriend, Shaw, which is a Philippine citizen, and also was bad mouthing a bunch of other women in the Philippines in the past 10 years. So he got some charges. I don't know if he got charges slapped against him, but no, he was considered, from the paperwork that we saw, he was considered an undesirable. Now he will be deported. But what's happening with Frank is him and his lawyers are not taking, they're being basically, the charges or the deportation order is being sent to them, LBC. They are not accepting the deportation order. But where I think Frank needed to go, did he go to Cebu this past to show up with his lawyer? And we don't know what happened there, but it's coming to the point where either he has to self-deport or fight the charges and possibly go to jail. But then that'll be something to see. Do you have anything to say about what that little Frankie boy there?
Yeah, Frank's desperate to get a hold of that paperwork. He he won't sign for it, obviously, or his lawyer won't sign for it either. He wants to eyeball that paperwork, and Frank, it's not 5 pages; it's actually 7 pages, and he's just trying to buy a bit of runway time, and he's trying to stall for what's eventually going to happen anyway. And like I said, he's got the opportunity to self-deport and leave on good terms, and that if he wants to run the gauntlet, oh shit.
Yeah, I would say, Frank, my best advice to you is if you can self-deport, it's time to go, brother. You're going to have to make some other arrangements. You can probably go to Thailand, Vietnam. Most likely you'll go to Thailand. Your girl will be able to, I would strongly suggest you get Gilda a passport. She can come and see you in Thailand. I think Filipinos have access to Thailand. Oh, Jay got bumped off. So he'll be back. Filipinos have access to Thailand. That's what I would do, Frank. It looks like on the deportation order, you're out for 5 years. You're considered undesirable. BK, Belgian Carnivore, what's up? Brevis, what's up? Brevis, if you want to come on, you're more than welcome to. Orange, J Dust, what's up? Looks like Jay got bumped off, but Brevis, if you want to come on, you're more than welcome to. So, what's been going on here is that Frank is desperate to have friends. MJ the Flipper is kind of getting into the mix, it looks like. He wants to befriend Frank because MJ the Flipper is trying to cause some shit. I guess he's fighting with that one woman from Subic Bay. Fight with her. He's fighting with Big E. He's fighting with a few other people trying to stir the pot. It's kind of funny to watch this shit. But now he wants to befriend Frank. Now, let me put up a clip, and this is what Frank basically thinks of MJ. Let's put this clip up here. All right, guys, let's listen to this. Move this over here. Hang in. Move this here. Uh, let's see. Get the clip here. Move it up. All right, let's see. Well, first of all, let's put up this clip about MJ praising Frank. Check this out.
Evaluated everything that has been going on, and I gotta say thank you, Frank. I think Frank actually just recently, he spoke very kindly of me and my wife, which is a good thing, man. See how Americans could come together and say maybe me and him will be on the same. We got the same enemies. So, and then remember, if you're an enemy, if you have the same enemy as me, you might be a friend of mine. Who knows?
See now, did you guys understand this? Basically, MJ saying the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Oh, here's Jay's back. Hey Jay, I just showed the clip. Did you see the clip I just put out?
No, I had
Okay, let me play it one more
okay.
time. I'll play it one more time. Here we go, guys. Play it one more time.
Reevaluated everything that has been going on, and I gotta say thank you, Frank. I think Frank actually just recently, he spoke very kindly of me and my wife, which is a good thing, man. See how Americans could come together and say good things about each other, and maybe me and him will be on the same. We got the same enemies. So, and then remember, if you're an enemy, if you have the same enemy as me, you might be a friend of mine. Who knows?
Now, if you see this, he's basically saying the enemy of his enemy is his friend. Now, James Cardanian Bond, Mr. Ferry, and I'm sure Jay would agree to this, that just because you're the enemy of my enemy doesn't make you my friend. You know. Now, MJ, he's flip flops with the wind. You know what I mean, Jay?
He's what? Come again?
MJ flip flops with the wind. Whichever way the wind blows, that's the way he goes because he's saying the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And I
Yeah, yeah.
personally don't believe in that. You can be the enemy of my enemy, that don't mean you're going to be my friend. Personally, most of the time you won't be with me.
It's probably Frank's only friend.
Yeah, yeah. Now, look. I so Frank he basically needs friends. We all know that. Okay, he has no friends. Orange Gator says flip flop flipper.
Flip, flop,
Re-
flip.
Reaver says Trump might deport MJC. MJ is trying to pass himself off as an American. He's not an American. He doesn't pay taxes. Okay, he just started working a couple of years ago. By the way, for those of you guys that want to meet MJ, you're in the Michigan Kalamazoo area. His address is at the top of the chat here. It's there, guys. It's sitting there. If you want to go meet him in person, you're more than welcome to. Other than that, he works at Pfizer, which it's good. He finally got a job after a couple of years, but he basically has been sucking off the system, welfare, whatever he can get, just to get by. If you notice, guys, he doesn't show himself in this video, and we're gonna come, and we'll get to that in a minute. We'll tell you why. But before we tell you why he doesn't show himself throughout this whole video, then we're gonna talk about a little bit of the rocks that are there. We'll talk a little bit about that. But what I want to do, Jay, is I want to put up a clip of what Frank really thinks about MJ. There's two clips, and I'm gonna put that up next. Let me take this one down. And here we go. Clip number 2. Here we go. This is Frank. Clip number 2.
MJ, the dope addict. One of the laziest idiots. Probably has the stupidity level of Barry Jordan, who is the professor of sorts on YouTube that knows everything. Only MJ the flipper. This is a guy who makes a living, who basically buys out storage lockers. What a fucking loser. Smokes pot like it's going out of style and thinks it's a cure for just about everything, when there is more tar in nicotine than there is in a cigarette. Now, he obviously doesn't believe in science. Oh, besides him being an alcoholic. Oh, did I mention that?
Again, it's not finished. Frank's got to get his thoughts together.
There is more science out there that proves that what your body is lacking, you can give back. Now, he was over there talking all this bullshit about Frank don't know nothing. Collagen and biotin and vitamin C. Well, why don't you look it up, dope face? You know, you are a pig face. You know, you look like a Mexican fucking pig. You know that? You really do. I think, you know, maybe Barry even has more intelligence than you do. You come on your show every now and then, and what you have to say is, oh, everybody's hateful, Frank's hateful. Listen to what you have to say on your show. You don't talk good about anybody. You sit there on your little fucking hemp throne, throwing out all your ideologies about things you have no fucking clue about. Oh yeah, marijuana is the answer to everything. Well, it's not. It's not. I've spent many years in the center of guerrilla marijuana country, where everybody and their fucking grandmother smoked fucking dope. A bunch of fucking loser dopers. I don't like fucking dopers. I don't like them at all. And their mind is so fucking polluted, they become lazy like you. Instead of giving a job, you want to flip your coins, which are Bitcoin shit, which is going to go down the drain and down the tube. But then what are you going to do when you retire? You go into business with your fucking brother. Tell them all about your losses. Never mind about your gains that you claim. You are just one fat ass. Look, you don't need to lose 30 pounds. You need to lose about 100 pounds. You fat fucking wannabe gangster. Fuck you, MJ. And the fucking mule you rode in on. You're just nothing but a fucking doper who's been roper-doped in life, and you have nothing to offer society or yourself except to sit on your fat ass and drink your fucking alcohol and preach to other people and say they're all wrong and you're right. You don't know shit about anything except alcohol and dope. You're doped up all fucking day. That's why you're lazy and sitting on your fucking fat Mexican ass. Fuck you, Jay. Fuck you.
Well. Frank, let it out, Frank. Say it loud, Frank. Say it loud. Well, Frank had a couple things to say about Flipper. Let's look in the chat here before we kind of go over this, Jay. Let's see. Brevis with okay, wait. Oh, BK says MJ hates Trump because he took his food stamps away. Now Brevis wants to fight Flipper in person, but I don't think he's got the budget to visit the Philippines. You might be right, Brevis. And we're going to talk a little bit about MJ's budget or future budget or net worth or whatever you want to say. Brevis says Trump might deport MJ. Orange Gay Dust, Flip Flop Flipper. That's a good one. We got to remember that one. BK says, did MJ already sell the storage shoes? I don't know. He had storage shirts. I know that. Brevis says, you're too late to Maximus. He was already run out of the Philippines by the fairies Oompa Loompa hit squad. Damn. Let's see, Brevis. Maximus, can you loan Flipper a towel so he can dry his back? Well, Jay, what's your opinion on what our friend Frankie Boy said from Benton Island? Anything you want to add to that?
Nah, there's nothing much to add to it. I've said basically what the facts are and the truth on that matter. But
Okay.
MJ slinging those rocks again, mate.
Yeah, we're going to get to that in a minute. We'll get to that. All right, but you know what? I want to put up another clip of how Frank feels about MJ. The second clip here. Here we go. I kind of like this one too. Here we go.
Really interesting about our wetback friend MJ. Seems like he's been played by his now wife. That's just my opinion, of course, about MJ. He's been played. How convenient. Look, you got this hairy guy full of fucking tattoos. Looked like he walked out of the bowels of East LA and lost all his money in Bitcoin. Wow, that's a catch. Something seems wrong with this picture. I don't know about you guys, but something just don't seem right about this. Now he's got to go to work in fucking Michigan. God, that's the bowels of fucking hell over there. Not only the weather, but there's nothing there. How he wound up in Michigan, I'm still not really understanding that. Yeah, let's see how you're doing that with the loss of all the money on Bitcoins. You fucked up. You really fucked up, didn't you? Why do you think this woman is interested in you? I have no idea. Except what I can deduct that she wants a way into the United States. And she found a sucker. Isn't that right, MJ? Come on, take a look at yourself. You're no catch as far as a foreigner to a Filipina. You're definitely no catch. That's 100% for sure. Where's your house? Where's your house? Do you own a personal house, or is it shit that you just done with your brother? I don't hear any positive stuff about that. You lost it all, didn't you? Hey, that's life, man. Shit happens sometimes, you know what I mean? So you meet this chick, okay, right? And you got suckered into a marriage. She wants to move to the United States. That's what it's all about. It's not because you had all this male prowess and you're a good-looking guy. You look like a fat fucking wetback, covered from head to toe with fucking tattoos. You're no catch to any woman, United States or Philippines.
All right, I want to answer Frank's question. Why did MJ move to Michigan? Now, he's been living at his parents' house. Keep in mind, until he was about 38 years old. He did a couple of stints. You know, I think he was working in the gas fields in the Dakotas. I think maybe 6 months to a year. Ran back home. Basically, he's been living home all his life up to 38 years old. Now, some people give you a hard time, Jake, because you're living at your parents' house, but you know, you and I know basically what your strategy is, and it's actually a good strategy. Plus, you're taking care of your parents, which is a good thing. You know what I mean? So
That's right.
that's what an honorable son would do: take care of his parents. If the parents get elderly. Now, this guy, I'm speculating he got kicked out of the house when he got married. His parents said, "Okay, well, you got to go, bro." You know. So the only place he had to go was for free housing, basically free housing. I think he might pay a little rent. It's his brother, okay? His brother lives in Michigan. He's got a rental house there. He's got his own house. He's got a family and stuff. His brother's actually doing well. So he ran over there for his brother's help, and his brother probably co-signed this because MJ's not making any money, right? He wasn't working. So there's no way he would qualify to bring his wife on the alien relative visa, like a marriage visa. He wouldn't qualify, so his brother most likely co-signed to help bring MJ's wife to the Philippines. I mean, to the U.S. And then obviously MJ got a job there, so he's working finally now. And now he's being productive U.S. citizen that's paying taxes finally into the system. What's your take on that? Am I wrong, or what do you think?
Well, yeah, he's living at his brother's house. I know that it's not his. He claims it's his house, but
Well, the rental house.
uh,
Yeah, he's living in his
yeah,
brother's
yeah,
rental.
he's just renting it off his brother. Really, that's all he's doing. He doesn't own a house. He's never owned a house. It looks like he's out of the game with the crypto. He's got no skin in the game anymore. That's what he's called, that shit crypto. But hey, when he got back 2 years ago, whatever it was, 2.5 years ago, if he had bought a Bitcoin, he would have got it fucking under 20 grand. It's now 104,000.
Well,
So,
yeah. Instead of getting married, what he should have done, he should have just bought a Bitcoin, or even if he would have just loaded up on XRP, as James Cardanian has, he'd be been sitting pretty right now. Now XRP has a lot high, has a lot higher price to go. It's only about it's under $3. But think about it, you're picking up XRP at 40 or 50 cents a token, even at around $3. That's a lot. Yeah, that's a good chunk of change. But just think about it. You hung on to that XRP for a good 3 to 5 years, you're going to be a millionaire. Easy, easy. But again, that's besides the point. He really fucked up. He should have just waited, put some money in the crypto, got into this bull run, and then married this girl. But again, he probably took some bad advice.
He was in a rush. It seems like he was in a rush. He went over there for what, 2-3 months with this woman, and then fucking married her, and then what, took him 2 years to get her over there. But that's seems like a bit of a rush to go meet a girl for 2 or 3 months and then get married. That's crazy to me.
Well, you know how some guys.
Honeymoon period, bro. You only just start to fart in bed after the fucking third month. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, some guys, he might have just panicked and felt he's running out of time, that nobody's gonna marry him. That kind of stuff. You know how, or he might have been taking some advice from a couple of people in our genre, like maybe, I don't know, who knows? Maybe he took the wrong advice from some wrong people or something and got married. But look, James Cardanian was talking to Mr. Ferry. Mr. Ferry has met MJ's wife. Actually, she's a nice girl. Okay, nice girl, needs a little dental work, but she's a nice girl. Okay, cool girl. I think she'll kind of look out. She'll take care of him and stuff. But the problem's gonna be once she realizes what the situation is in the U.S. and she starts looking at her other options. She might just say, you know what, fuck this, I'm out of here. And it's a lot of Filipinos do that. Now, hopefully that won't happen to MJ, but she just might do that now. She's making a lot of friends and stuff, and we're going to get to that in a minute. There's a couple of clips on that. Once she starts hooking up with Filipinos, Chicago is only 2.5 hours away on a train. She can literally walk to the train station from where she lives, get a ticket, and just go to Chicago. The Filipinos there will help her out if she needs to move on with her life. Keep that in mind. Orange J Dust says no lechon at the wedding. Yeah, that's a big no-no. She still might be thinking of that in her mind. Damn it, he didn't have any lechon at the wedding. She still might be pissed off about
she's
that.
been thinking though. She's sitting there on the couch, and her husband's sitting there grinding up fucking stones, selling them on the internet.
Yeah. Well, wait, I got
a
clip. We'll get
a job. It's like something doesn't add up here. Something,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's kind of move on to the next clip here. Let's see what we have. Let's see. The next clip. Oh yeah, here it is. Here's a statement that contradicts himself. A hypocritical statement from our boy Burrito Mike. Here we go.
People who make a statement that they can't prove. That's why I don't make statements like that, man.
Did you listen to that? Did you hear that?
Can you turn it up a bit?
What's that?
Can you turn it up a bit?
Let's see. Yeah. All right, we'll play that again.
I can't stand people who make a statement that they can't prove. That's why I don't make statements like that, man.
Anything you got to say to that?
I didn't quite hear it. I sort of a bit of it.
MJ says he can't stand people that make statements that they can't prove. See what I'm saying?
Well, he doesn't want that.
Well, yeah, he makes a lot of statements, like, for example, that he part owner of the rental properties that his brother owns, which we looked up the properties. MJ does not have his name on anything avail. Nothing. It's already he's lying there. He was lying about crypto. He lies about a lot of shit. So he makes these statements, and he's a liar. Basically, that's what he is. Again, but I think what we should do is we should kind of show what MJ looks like now. What do you think? Should we put it up there?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. I think people kind of want to see. Now this is what MJ looks like, guys. Hang on. Where is it at? I don't see it. Hang it. Hang it. Oh, wait a minute. Where is it? Oh, shit. Uh-oh. No. Oh, shit. Hang in 1 second, guys. I'm find this clip. I had it here. I don't know what happened. But let's. Oh, wait. I know what I gotta do. Image file. Here it is. Get right there, guys. This is what our boy looks like now. This is.
Oh my god. Oh my god. He's not big. He's not
This
massive.
is it.
He's
Yeah,
fucking
this is it,
huge.
guys.
Look at that boy. He's
Look
the size
at
of a house. Look at him. He's the size of a house. Look at that gut. Fuck. He'd be up there Big Kev before Big Kev lost weight. Look at that
Dude,
little
he ca-
twiggy little leg with that big fat gun on him.
He
Flopping
kind of
arm.
looks like, to be honest with you, he looks like Nico, man. You know what I mean?
Fucking
Skinny
huge.
legs, skinny arm, big old gut on him.
What the
What's he
fuck
been
is that
doing?
big old bear eating? What the fuck is he eating?
Damn, what is he eating, man? I mean, look, I gotta say though, Filipino women like to cook when they like to eat. So when they cook a lot of food. So
Oh, that ain't
basically,
rice.
he'll get a no, he'll get a plate of food, and then they'll put a lot more food on the table than they should, and so he'll like fuck it, he'll go for seconds and thirds. This boy, and then
Well, see-
damn,
See what happens when you get off the steroids and you don't do it naturally? Look at that. There's your fine
Look at
specimen of a man. Have a look at him.
yeah, look at that
Obese.
shit. Yeah,
Look at the sides. The sides are blown out like a muffin. See, he's blowing right
Yeah.
out, isn't he?
yeah, he's got to stop doing them steroids, man. Look at that shit,
Ooh, his heart must be
Yeah.
carrying around.
man. Wow. I hope he's got some
Not
insurance,
too much at
man.
work. He's not very active at work by the looks of things.
Yeah, he probably just sits there either in front of a machine or he just drives a truck. Yeah, he might not even be unloading. Well, it's pharmaceutical, so there's not much to unload. You know what I mean? It's not like
It's pretty
you're.
low.
Yeah, it's not like you're unloading pop bottles, Coke bottles, and delivering it to a store or something. But look at that, boy, oh boy, oh boy. But anyway,
Now
let's
that-
move on.
That's why when he was when he done his last clip, he was sitting there beside his little toolcase stones or whatever he calls them, and he was on the camera. You could just see barely his arm. That's why, guys.
Yep.
Look, that's why. There it is. There's the result.
Yeah, because see, he didn't want to show himself. The whole clip, he didn't show himself because he got fat. Look at it.
In that same clip, wasn't he even calling fucking Big Kev fat?
Yeah, he was. Saying that Big Kev is fat. Actually, MJ's fatter than Big Kev. Big Kev lost some weight. I don't know if he gained any back, but look at this. I would be ashamed to look like that. And then you got all the tats on you and everything. What woman in her right mind want to be with this guy? I'm serious. This is not a joke. What woman in her right mind would want to be with a guy like that? Now, what's interesting, when I was talking to Mr. Ferry, and he said that when he met MJ's wife, or fiance at the time, he doesn't recall that she had any tattoos on her, you know? So she's got no tat. She's all tatted up. I don't know. I'm really starting to believe that she just wanted to make it to the U.S. She might hang in there because she's on a temporary green card, a 2-year temporary green card. And once she gets her 10-year green card, she's out of there. She can leave and stay in the country without any problem. Reva says, damn, after seeing that pic, it's quite clear how a 5'4" Filipino whipped his ass. Yeah.
No, that's serious. That put that on pretty fucking quick. Like,
Yeah,
that's,
yeah.
it's not good.
Well, let's go to the next clip, but I'm going to keep this clip up. But I want to go to the next clip, and let's see. Here's the one where he's selling rocks online. Check it out.
Been busy at work, guys. Been posting a little bit on my turquoise business online, on Instagram.
He's selling rocks online. I mean, what's he make? $20 a little bag, $15 here, $20 there. I mean, he's desperate for money. He's probably tapped out on his credit card.
Yeah, well, that's another thing too as well. He's run everything up on the finance and stuff like that. He's bought his missus a whole heap of stuff on iPads and phones and stuff like that. But she's just put that on the Walmart fucking credit card, obviously, and the interest is getting ready to pay soon, you see.
Yeah.
So he's just financing himself. It's bad debt, it's good, but he's actually doing it the wrong way. He's doing bad debt, you know what I mean?
Yes, bad debt.
Things, you know, if you can't afford it, MJ, fucking work your ass off to save the money up to buy it. I'm old fashioned. If you can't afford it, don't fucking buy it. Yep.
Correct. But again, the American dream, the average American runs up a credit card debt. I think on the average, it's $6,000 to $8,000 on the credit card. That's on the average.
I'm surprised in the new car he's still driving around that black piece of shit Toyota Hyundai thing he's had for fucking last 25 years.
There's a video he did a while back, not too long ago. He's talking about buying a brand new car. So he might be waiting, maybe in the spring. Well, basically the worst time to buy a car would be the spring because that's when it's at the highest price. He might be waiting till the end of the year. You know how you get a deal, you walk into a dealership around Christmas time or New Year's, you get yourself a deal. But let's see what he said. Oh, here's another one. Here, check this out. This is a waste of money. Here we go, guys.
I'm so upset and so irate because her cousin didn't give her one of these beautiful iPads, the newest ones
Shit.
on the block.
That's something
Best
really
ones
neat.
ever. Oh,
Yeah, listen how much
spent
it
a
pays.
pretty penny on this iPad. I know you want this iPad right here.
No, we don't.
You need to go out and get a job for it. I'm not going to enable anybody out here on YouTube. You need to get off your lazy ass and work. Right? I paid, let's see.
What? Listen.
This has 1 terabyte too. So I think it might have been $1,800, something like that. For
Wow.
This nice little iPad. Best iPad there ever was. It's great.
All the kids on these toys at Christmas time. Look at my iPad.
Yeah. Well, look, I, James Cardanian Bond, bought my wife 3 iPads in the past. They were in the $700 range. I think the latest iPad I bought her was around $1,100, and we got away from iPads because they only last about 4 to 6 years, and if you're lucky. And then they stopped doing upgrades to them. They stopped doing
Updates.
updates. They stopped doing updates, so it forces you to buy another one. And we decided to go with the tablets.
Android
tablet. Yeah, Android type tablets, which will last a lot longer. And you can also download your stuff to a SIM card or to a card, and then save your stuff. Where it's harder to save your pictures and stuff like that on an iPad. Dumb, very bad, dumb move. But that's a typical American. You still buy stuff and go highly into debt. We know he doesn't have $1,800 to pay cash. I pay cash for everything. I don't do credit cards unless it's more for convenience. For example, if I want to buy something, don't have the cash on me, I'll just put on the credit card and then pay it off before the end of the month. Or when I, used to buy properties. Yeah, or when I used to buy properties, I'd get a cash advance if I needed to, and bang, put the down payment down, and you paid off at the end of the month. You lose a little bit on the cash advance fee, but again, there's certain ways to use credit. You can use credit to your advantage, but most people use credit to their disadvantage. Uh, but let's see what they say in the chat. If you Maximus says, oh wait, Brevis says, hang on. BK says Crystal Rock on the street corner that MJ is selling. I hope not, BK. Brevis, Flip is doing well with his rock business. He did $700 in sales on eBay in 2024. Maybe turned a $200 profit. Maximus, if you can't buy it with cash, then you save for it so you can. Correct. BK said it's probably, yeah, I mean, that's how you do it. BK said it's probably a stolen iPad. Breven said iPad dropped in price. Amazon had a special promo for $3.99. Looks similar to the iPad burrito Mike is showing. So again, we remember when his wife first came back in December, he bought her an iPad. That could be the iPad he bought her. He bought her an iPhone, which that was what, $1,200. Really, really dumb to impress his wife. But eventually, see, he's already training his wife the wrong way. Training her with buying her stuff, so she's always going to be expecting nice things. And then when he runs out of money, he can't do it anymore. She might say, you know what, it's time to move on. And again, I don't blame. I just don't blame.
Thanks really, for the green.
Yeah. Thanks for the. At least, yeah. She said, at least thank you for the green card. Let's remove that one. Let's go to the next one here. What's the next one? I got a good one. Okay, but here's one. Now, he's lying. He made that statement. He doesn't make statements. But look, here's where he stuttered.
I mean, I never had kids. I was never married. I just got married, man. So.
He stuttered.
But I was never a motorcycle, right? I mean, I was involved in other things, getting in trouble, shit like that, but never motorcycles.
I don't know. Do you believe? I believe he was never married, but our information indicates that he's got kids. And he may be paying child support, or he's over with child support. That could be the reason. What's your take on that, bro?
Yeah, I think he's got a couple of kids and he's still paying child support. They're young too as well. Because I remember there was a photo of him with there's two of them.
Yeah.
So much previous relationship, and he was just losing that fucking money. The woman just said, "Fuck this, I'm going." You know what I mean? Taking the kids and left.
Well, yeah. Think about it. Nobody stays home with their parents until they're 38 years old. There's got to be a reason why people live with their parents. Now, one of the reasons is to take care of it. Yeah, because he needs the money. Well, I mean, there's a reason why people stay home with their parents. Obviously, some to take care of their parents, but others because they can't afford to have their own apartment plus pay child support and stuff like that. So I think that there's some lies there, but eventually that will come out. Eventually that will come out. Yeah. Little flipper. There's some little flippers out there. There is. Let's see what else. We got another good one here. Let's see. What is that? Oh, here's a good one, dude. Here's a good one. You gotta be careful on this.
That's why when you bring your wife to America, you shouldn't look down, or not look down, but how can I say that? You shouldn't frown upon your woman working. Wow, there's nothing wrong with your woman working. My wife works. Jane's working, doing great here in America. She loves her job. She's making new friends here. We're doing good.
Well, then why are you saying so?
He needs his wife to work. She's got to make money to help pay the bills. Again, that's how it works. Now, when I talked to Mr. Ferry, his wife worked part-time, which was cool. She made some money. But see, Mr. Ferry paid all the bills himself. What he told his wife is, just work part-time. They focused on their marriage. and then she just saved money, and she had a good chunk of money by the time they moved back to the Philippines. So again, you can do it that way, but I think that MJ's wife needs to work to help pay the bills. That's what it is.
Well, if he's planning on having kids, he's in for a rude shock because once she once she gets too big and can't go to work, which will be around the 7-8 month mark,
Yeah.
there goes an income into the household because she'll have to stay at home. And then there's another mouth to feed and clothes. Kids are a liability. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I just want to put this back up, guys, for those of you guys that are coming in late. This is what our boy looks like. Whoa, what are they saying in the chat here? Reva says, I don't think he has kids. If he did, he would be utilizing child care credits, family food stamps. Maybe, yeah, but maybe don't give him any ideas, Reva. Maximus says, maybe MJ was told by a lady that he was the father of the kids and he paid child support for 17 years until he took the DNA test and determined he was not the father. So he has no kids, but he paid. That could be. Yeah. Reva says part of the reason he brought his big, beautiful woman to America so they can get an increase in food stamps as a married couple. We don't know. They might be getting food stamps. They could be. I mean, look, his nickname is Food Stamp Flipper. So, I mean, hey, you know, that could be it. Let's see. We got some more goodies here. Uh, Again, we just want to bring out the truth about this guy. Let's see. Oh, here's a good one, Jay. Here's a good one.
Yeah, that's the thing, boss. That's why you got to get your woman. If you bring her here, you got to get her working. So that all she needs to do is work 10 years, man. She'll at least get some type of, Social Security, right? But
Uh, Again, he was making fun of the fairy because his wife is still working online and pays taxes in the United States to get her Social Security. MJ fails to realize that minimum Social Security when you work 10 years and you have your 40 points in the U.S. is somewhere around $800 to $900 a month. So that's a good chunk of change as a second income for Mr. Ferry's wife, his income, her income, and then whatever other incomes that they have. So again, being smart and understanding how the system works in the United States, how the legal system works in the United States, is to your advantage. Mr. Ferry came to the United States as an immigrant. He took advantage and took up a lot of programs that enabled him to get ahead in life and get an education and make a lot of money. Why not? It's there for you. You just got to figure it out and find what's there for you, and all these programs are there. But again, when you got a guy like this, no education, I don't even know if he's got a high school education. Do you think he's got a high school diploma?
I don't think so. Just by, yeah, I think he's very educated.
Yeah, I mean, he might have got his GED. Do you know what a GED is? Do you know what a GED is in the U.S.?
No.
That's for people that drop out of high school. Like when you drop out of high school before you finish, and then you want to go back, but you're too old to go back. You just take a test, and then they give you your high school diploma if you pass the test. And it's real easy test.
See, I went to work. I went to work at 16 years old, 15, 16 years old. It was the end of high school. And I thought, fuck, there's no money here. And I went to work, and that first week I made more money than my teacher, I remember.
Really?
Because I put my paycheck down on his desk. I walked in there, done it. He said, you're going to you won't make more money and all the rest of it. So the first week I went in, I think I made over $300 more than him in my first week's work. So that showed me that.
I'm sorry about that.
I've made money ever since.
Yeah. Again,
I just I just wanted to get to work as a young fella and start making money. You know,
uh-huh.
uh,
Yeah, yeah.
I was
I mean, I used
I
to,
was
I
pretty
used to
lucky.
swing. Oh,
The time I was like 18 years old, 17, 18 years old, I had already put away. I think it was 28 grand.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and my other friends they hadn't even had a job yet. You know what I mean? Like,
Right,
so I got
right.
ahead very quickly at work, and I was putting in a lot of hours and stuff like that.
Well, yeah,
Going,
I myself was delivering newspapers, Detroit News, at 12 years old on my bicycle, you know. Uh, so again, yeah, starting to work early on in your life, you pick up good habits. But this guy, I don't think he did anything when he was in high school. Uh, Orange Gay Dust says he looks like he ate the high school.
well, didn't when he hang on when he got a hold of his resume, didn't he do a course on refrigeration and air conditioning, but he didn't finish it?
Was that
Had
in
a
high
trade.
school? Was that in high school? Was that like a little trade school after that? Yeah, it might have
I
been in
know
high school. Yeah, yeah, I think it was.
he should have stuck to that because there's good money in refrigeration and air conditioning, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know why
There's
he didn't
always
stick with
work.
that.
There's always work because there's always air conditioners. There's always refrigeration. You never run out of work. You could have been your own boss, get an LLC, and just grab yourself a
Yeah,
van or a truck and fucking just work for yourself, man.
yeah, but he's not a go-getter, dude. He's not the kind of guy that's gonna own his own business. He's the kind of guy that'll always gonna work for somebody. He just doesn't have it. Grievous says he got his GED. He was briefly in the Navy, and a GED equivalency is required. He joined the Navy to get citizenship. Wait, then Grievous says, wait, BK says MJ is selling smoking papers. Uh, Grievous says he was only in the Navy, then he got out on a disability for a disability. Why didn't he put his Navy career on the resume? Rather strange. Perhaps he wasn't honorably discharged. That could be true. Yeah, that wasn't on his resume. So who knows? Anyway, let's see. There's a couple of other ones here.
So, how long was he in the Navy for?
I don't even think he was. I think he got out. Back then, I think he did a 2 year stint. No more than 2 years, that's for sure. And then I think he got out on some kind of disability. I don't even know if he did his full 2 years. Don't know. You know. Here's a good one. Check this out. This is how dumb he is. Listen.
What's gonna go on now, man? I don't, there's a lot of good things that's gonna be going on in America, man. No taxes on overtime. So if you're a hardworking person out there and you're working overtime, man, your checks are gonna get bigger. So there's a lot of things that these fairies are missing out on, man.
The fairy, the fairy worked 48 years of his life. The fairy ain't missing out on nothing. Because basically what's happening in the Western countries, you're getting the scraps. The money's gone already. There's no more money to be made in this country. It's gone. See what I mean? You're getting the scraps.
You're
I mean,
retired, and he's saying that you're missing out by not going back and working.
yeah, why would I or anybody that's retired go back to work? You know what I mean? We
Yeah,
have the money.
that's
We're
dumb. I wouldn't
Yeah,
say
I
that.
mean we're
Why
trying to
would you
spend our money. With that,
It's
say that
crazy.
again.
I said, MJ, why would you say that? Why would you tell someone that's retired, worked their years, and is ready to holiday like yourself and go to different countries like you've been doing? Why would you want to go back to work? Like, that doesn't make
Well,
sense.
yeah, it's really, really dumb. And think about this though. He says Trump's, and I like Trump. Don't take me wrong. I like his policies. What he fails to realize is that when you get over, or when there's no taxes on overtime, it only means on the half portion of overtime. So, for example, if you're making $10 an hour, right? Your overtime pay is like time and a half, so it's going to be $15 an hour. but you're not going to get taxed. You're going to get taxed on a first $10. You're just not going to get taxed on that extra $5. So you don't get to keep the whole overtime pay tax free, only on that half time tax free, and that's what he doesn't understand. But first of all, I myself, as well as Mr. Ferry, and by talking to Mr. Ferry, the last 20 years of his life where he worked in that office, he never worked more than 32 hours a week because he was getting a high hourly wage. So he didn't need to even work a full 40-hour week. You know, there might have been in his 20 years there might have been maybe 2 or 3 pay periods where you have to get some work out. He worked 40 hours, but other than that, 32 hours. And by the time he left, I think he was down to like 25 to 23 hours a week. He just was making that kind of money. Now, why would you want to work overtime? And the people that work overtime are usually the ones that need the money. I mean, that's what it is. So again, well, yeah. I mean, look, he's selling rocks on the side. It's just, what kind of life is that? There's no future in something like that, you know?
Photo man, God.
Amazing. Just amazing. Yep. Let's see. I think there's a couple of more clips. Oh, here's one that you'll like. Listen to this. And this is the last clip, basically. We'll play one more after that. Here go, Jay. You'll get a kick out.
That's another thing. Jay's making derogatory comments. What is Jay's deal, man? I mean, I don't know. He shouldn't be talking about nobody, man. He keeps on talking about this crypto shit, but I don't know, man. He still lives with his mom, bros.
Crypto shit.
Oh, he's got no skin in the game.
He's got no skin in the game. Flipper. Crypto shit. Wait, let's see. Where's Bitcoin price at? Just out of curiosity, right now, Jay. Or can you kind of fill in?
It's at 100. Let me just load this up. Just to refresh the screen. It's just running slow.
You can just give it a rough price.
It's $103,171.
Yeah, 103,000. Now, when this clown was trying to figure Bitcoin out, it was around the 50 to 70,000 mark, and look where Bitcoin is now. And it's shit because he's got no skin in the game. He's got no money to invest in crypto. None, zero.
Yep. It's going to. I said in that video, I think it was about 7 months ago, I think I said by June, July, which is fucking close, getting very close, I said it should be 150.
Yeah.
So by the end of July, if it's not 150 grand, my prediction was wrong, but I do believe it's going way past 250,000 this bull run. It's already started. It's only got 150,000 to go. It'll hit.
Yeah. And it may well go to 250 now. I myself, 150 to 170. I'm a little bit more conservative, but it may go. It may go to 250. But again, this clown missed a huge move here, and he calls it shit, crypto shit. Now look, his brother, from my understanding now, his brother hung on to his crypto. His brother's doing well. He's got bought himself a house, like a nice house in the subdivision. He's got some rental property here in Kalamazoo. He's got some, I don't know if he's got Bitcoin, whatever he has. He hung on to his Bitcoin or altcoins, whatever he had. So again, look at that. Younger brother doing better than the older brother, which should be the opposite. BK says MJ was cleaning toilets in the Navy, and he may have well been cleaning toilets. Who knows? But I think that's pretty much all the clips I have. I have one more clip before we go off of here, and I'm going to play. But any parting words here, Jay, on our little Food stamp flipper boy?
Nah, I think I've said enough. He's embarrassed himself already.
Orange Gay Dust says, MJ, it's diet time. Stop eating. Stop eating. Buy one and get one chimichangas. Wait, I gotta put this off because I've had a request for this. This is the ending video, the parting clip for our live stream here. And I'm gonna have to put this up, guys. I'm sorry, but we always get this request. Yeah, I just put that up.
Hey, you should put that. You should put that picture, that one there. You should put that as
Yeah.
a thumbnail.
I tried, but it won't fit. If I
Uh,
smaller version, I could put that on there, but it won't fit. I tried. It won't fit. It's
Yeah,
it's
Jay.
too.
Yeah, bro, hit the diet, mate. I think you need to fast for at least 48 hours. Don't eat breakfast. Don't eat lunch. Just your dinner. Have your dinner before 7 o'clock, and don't eat nothing. Don't get up in the middle of the night. Start eating cake and putting shit in your mouth. Just starve yourself until dinner time the next day. So you need to do a 24-hour fast. Eat, excuse me, and eat about, I don't know, around 7 o'clock. Around 7
Yeah,
o'clock.
I would stop eating after 6 if I was him.
Needs to cut the carbs, right? Just go
Yeah.
full fucking protein. Like no carbs, no soft, just water, bro. Drink water, nothing else, no
Flush
juice.
that, yeah,
Nothing.
flush that shit out.
Don't eat any sugar in it, no sodas, stay off the carbs. The bread, cut all that shit out, man. Go straight fucking beef and fucking eggs and vegetables.
Yep, correct. Yeah, he's gonna balloon out even worse, man, if he keeps going at this rate.
He's just getting started by the looks of things.
Look at it.
If he
Damn.
doesn't do nothing about that now, he's going to lose that weight. He's going to have big, saggy fucking skin hanging off him and all sorts of shit. We're real big fat people lose weight and the skin's still stretched.
Yeah. Well, Maximus says MJ's making himself into a lechon to make it up for his wife for no lechon at their wedding.
That's 300-pound fucking shot.
Yeah, I mean, you can cut at least. I bet you can cut 50 pounds off of his stomach for sure. You know what I mean? You can definitely cut 50 there. Yeah, he needs to do something. Tummy tuck time, Orange Gay does. But anyway, any parting words at this point? Because I'm about to bring this live stream to an end here.
But the crypto market's doing great. As everyone can see, Bitcoin's up almost 104,000. It's 105,000 the other day. She's just in accumulation around here at the moment, and she's getting ready for her next leg. So Bitcoin's doing fine. Frankie boy, that 2 million you lost about 2 years ago, Bitcoin was about 17 to 23,000, I believe, at that time. You had to put that money, that 40 grand, and you would have got 2 Bitcoins. So you would have been, for 40,000, you'd have been up 165 fucking grand right now.
Yeah. Frankie boy, he doesn't believe in
he doesn't believe in
crypto.
taking risks. That's why he's broke. He doesn't take risks. He doesn't, But handing a Filipino 40 fucking grand, I'd say that's one hell of a risk.
Yeah, he fucked up.
Yeah.
It's like all right, man. Thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it as always. Thank you for your input. Thanks to everybody for coming on. Orange Gay Dust, Maximus, Brevis, and all you little fucking lurkers in the background. BK, thanks for coming on, and all you little lurkers in the background. Thank you all for coming on, and you guys have a good day. Thank you.
All right, we're out.